Okay, round one. You have the choice. I'm going to play first. And no white source makes this pretty awkward. We've got 3 land drops, but I don't know, especially with the Avison. Here's the tricky part about this hand. If we get a white source, this hand is so powerful. I think I'm going to keep. It's against my best judgment. I actually don't think it's against my best judgment. Well, let me think about it. Actually, let me think about this. I get a white source off the top. Turn 2. I've got to raise the alarm. And a trick for support. I've got a turn 4 triplicate spirits. With 1 white source, I've got a turn 4 triplicate spirits. It's pretty much like Avison's a dead card in this hand, though. That's my main issue with it. We do have 10. So every draw starting on turn 2, it's a 33.3 repeating chance turn 1 that we draw, and then it only goes up from there. It's not the best odds. It's like a 1 in 3. It's like a 1 in 3 almost that we draw a white source off the top. That's not bad. That's really not that bad. Like, statistically, by the time I've played 3 forests, we should have drawn a plains. I'm going to try it. The Avison is, I admit, a weak card in this hand, but I think it's just a matter of the 1 white source making this hand real playable is what's motivating me to want to keep it. Alright, hey. Sunblade Elf. Not really that bad. I mean, admittedly a 1/1 right now, but I'll take a playable over a non-playable. No 2-drop, that's nice. White source. Alright, things just got a little bit better. Next turn we've got triplicate spirits, and then we're looking real pretty. No turn 3. Guess he could, oh, he F6'd as well. Interesting. Am I walking into Fester Gloom? Yeah, I am. Too hard to resist. I hated 1, right? Maybe he's not main decking. Another one. Well, it's not a Fester Gloom. Oh, geez. This guy's in big trouble now. I don't think there's any real reason to show him Avison when we don't have to. Solid trade. It's pretty amazing how that hand transformed into Avison being playable by turn 5. It was admittedly some very nice draws. Our opponent's been a bit slow. Yeah, I think that's the win, unless he's got an ulcerate. And even if he does have an ulcerate, we're still in pretty good shape. Actually, no, even if he's got an ulcerate, he's dead. He has to use it now, so I can't pump with my Sunblade Elf. Jeez, all the planes. All the planes. Yeah, we drew really well there. So that worked out well. Playing against blue-black. So I'm still digging the pillars. Since he didn't do much early, I take it he's got some fat that he builds into. Tricks are a little bit scarier against him. Typically when they're blue-black, that implies Peel from Realities and Flesh to Dust and, you know, just stuff like that. It also can mean Plummet, but or Naturalize. I guess we didn't really get a ton of information. All we saw was a Paragon and an Amphin Path Mage, both 4 drops and fairly slow. So I think we just try this again, see some more of the spells that he has in his deck. It's a great hand. Good spread of spells and lands and triplicate spirits, of course, on turn 5 at the earliest based on this. I'm going to keep. Okay. Titanic Growth. Fine trick. Not particularly good against blue-black in general, as a rule, but powerful spell nonetheless. Alright, he's got a 2-drop this time. Let's see what it is. Child of Night. He actually has a good 2-drop. I'd probably offer the trade. Don't want him gaining a bunch of life. That's a good draw too. Yeah, I'm going to make the trade. That's not a particularly good card, so I'm curious if he maybe has... I have to pay attention to that, though. I don't want to... it was important to play the green source there to get that Titanic Growth. But, oh yeah, I was saying I have to be conscious if I'm ever targeting a sliver, because it'll counter my spell unless I pay 2. So it doesn't prompt you until you've already, you know, basically busted your spell. So I guess I'm curious if I had known I was going to draw a Sunblade Elf. I guess I wouldn't have blocked, since it would have been a turn 4 triplicate spirits again, but uh-oh. And Soul Artifact deck. Okay. Will-Forged Golem. Alright. It's pretty good. I think we just snap swing with the Razor or the Sunblade Elf. Oh, wow. Well, I'd rather trade a Titanic Growth. It's taking it, which is good for us. Drop the Griffin and pass. So next turn we do have Triplicate Spirits. And we have Pillar of Light too, which can hold back the Willforged Golem a little bit, but I still think we're in an okay shape here to take a little bit of a beating. The Pillar of Light can exile an Ensoul artifact too, which is pretty good if he Ensoul artifacts a Ornithopter. Taking 4 here, which is quite a bit of damage, admittedly. Zoff Shade, alright. That's not too terrible. Quite the mana sink to beat us up badly with that. Well, I guess we have some options. Technically, I could eat the Zoff Shade, get a 3/3, swing for 5, which is in fact more damage than he's swinging with. Otherwise, we get the Triplicate Spirits out, and then hopefully go to town with the Sunblade Elf. Use Pillar when necessary. I guess it is time right now to sort of board build, so let's get our Triplicate out there. See if he's got the Fester Gloom. I think we're just going to chump the Willforged Golem and then take the Zoff Shade. And the Sliver too, if he attacks with that, which he should. And he did. So we'll just chump the Golem and we'll take the rest. I still feel pretty comfortable about the race. I guess technically I could bring Naturalize in. Typically when Ornithopter is being played, well, I guess he could have sideboarded into it to block our spirits, perhaps. Alright, if he's just pumping, I feel pretty comfortable with that. So technically, I can crack back for 3, 6, 7, 8. I don't think that's quite worth it. I think what we're going to do is drop the Pegasus and leave up Pillar of Light. I think that's going to work well for us. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to, I'm not even going to wait. Because he's in blue-black, I'm just going to take care of that Willforged Golem right now. And then drop the Pegasus. He can Ensoul Artifact his Ornithopter now, and we're still in okay shape. And the Zoff Shade's not really a big deal, since it's a big mana sink for him to make it big. The Sungrace will help a lot for lifelink. And we're still holding back the sliver, which is kind of nice too. So we'll take it. I hope he just pumps again. I wouldn't mind that. I guess he would have peel from reality. No, he's got a 5 drop. All right. Oh, Covenant. Okay. Probably the elf then, is my guess. Makes sense. It's a wise move. This puts us in a pretty good spot, though, since we get to hunt the weak his offshade, gain some life, and basically take care of all of his threats currently. So I think this is still pretty good for us, yeah. Technically, we can Titanic growth as well. That actually, that's a huge amount of life gain. Yeah, we're going to go for the huge life gain move here, because it's also a lot of damage technically, too. So this actually makes sense. I mean, you might consider it a waste, but we're gaining so much life here that I think it's actually worth it. I mean, it puts us above 20. I think it's worth it. Still have a decent fleet. We did lose our combat trick, I guess, but it just puts us at a healthy life total. Dishes some pretty good damage. Puts him on a 2-turn clock, which is also reasonable. All right, Frost Lynx, presumably on the Pegasus. Slow that plan up a bit. That is sensible. Maybe he did. I don't know. It's tough for me to accept that he would just sideboard into Ornithopter to block a single spirit token. The reason that it's not that good is, although it is damage prevention, he should have swung with the sliver. Although it is damage prevention, it doesn't stop the tokens, you know? It doesn't kill them. I think that's my issue with it. So I really do think he's got Ensoul Artifact in there somewhere. I'm not going to block with the spirit, so I imagine we just swing in. Alright, so he's going to be able to get only 2 life back. That's not that bad. We've got a very healthy life total, thanks to that Titanic Growth Hunt the Week play. What was that, a solid 12 points of life gain or something? It's pretty insane. All right, we win the match. We drew well, so that was good. I'll see you guys round 2.